Hi everybody. This is just a review and a reminder about every 2 weeks, do some work on the head if you're starting to roll it. If you're still finger plucking because it's all long and you're starting to do some raking, then it's probably too early for this. But if you have a layer of hair coming in on the head that's shorter than some of this other hair, then you want to take off everything that isn't that shorter layer of hair. And once you do that, then you'll start to get a more even kind of layer. You can see in his head, it looks like there's these dark streaks. There's some holes there. It might be the kind of thing that if you were not very experienced or a little less experienced, you'd be going, oh my gosh, I've done it wrong. What have I done? It looks bad. Oh no. But all that's really telling you is that it's time to pull the longer layer off. Not any bigger deal than that. And then whatever the layer is underneath that you have, that's going to be the new layer in 2 or 3 weeks that's going to need a little plucking. So I can do this with my fingers. Just continue to take the hair that's too long. And you can see I'm holding his head in a little different way. I'm holding his muzzle, but I'm standing in front, so I'm picking away from me. Here I'm trying to teach myself more to do this with my left hand too, so now I can do it and you can see what I'm doing. I'm not obscuring the camera with my arm. So, as always, lift. Pick the exact hairs you want, pinch, pull in the direction of the hair growth. And when you're done, you'd like a pretty consistent look on the top of the head. If you get to around this area, you might start to find that there's no undercoat and you may not have much of a layer there. And so if you're starting to see just skin when you get to that area, slow way down and really pick only the very longest hairs so you can leave a little bit more hair there for the next time. That doesn't seem to be the case for him right now, but sometimes when you have kind of a long layer, you may find a place in the middle of the head where plucking it thoroughly leaves a bald spot. If it does, that's not a big deal because that's going to be able to be plucked out again really in very little time. And it will grow back faster than you expect. Even a bald spot like that in a week, at most 10 days, you won't see it anymore. Some new hair will have sprouted under there. Yeah. So I'm going to finger pluck, or let me grab a tool. First thing that came to hand was a stripping knife. I'm going to be super careful if I'm going to use a stripping knife on the head. I'm going to be really careful to not rotate or twist the knife when I'm pulling. Especially don't want to pull it this way towards yourself because the folded hair over this edge, it will cut. Remember, these are just big grippers, and you put the hair between your thumb and the tool and you pull in the direction of the growth. And you can get a little bit more hair this way at a time when you're focused. But with a knife, I'm going to go ahead and finish this area down to the transition. And I'm going to do the back of his skull like I did in that other demo. See how he's got these wings? They're kind of coming off his ears. That's a sure sign that the back of the head is too long. So I'm going to find where that indentation between the back of his occiput and where his neck comes on right here. And I'm just going to strip down to that line. And then once I've done the head, then I can decide if anything needs to be done on the neck or anything like that. So regardless of whatever your other schedule is with the hand stripping, with the grooming, It's always a good idea to pick the tail and the head every couple of weeks. And if you can, a good way to do that is to alternate. So you're always in the habit of 1 day a week. You're going to put an hour or so into his coat, more maybe while you're still learning, but ultimately once a week, you're going to put about an hour into his coat, and you're going to have really consistent results with your head and your tail if you're able to do that. And then that just makes clearer what needs to come off on the rest of the body. So that's why I keep coming back to heads and tails. Don't let them get too shaggy. Even if the rest of the body kind of grows out of control and you need to find help or have somebody else strip that down for you, if you're focusing on the head and the tail and getting those consistent, then everything else is going to come with time. Just, it's a really great way to practice and start seeing good results. I mean, that's part of it too, right? You don't want to keep doing this and then be wondering, when am I going to see some results that let me know I'm doing something. All right, I got a ways to go. Drop any questions in the comments.